Welcome to Rainbow Jesus 3000, the show where we explore wild thoughts and stack them against our Christian worldview. We have the conversation, so your pastor doesn't have to.
Okay, this is episode number 2 of Rainbow Jesus 3000. We weren't videoing at that point, so there's just some audio. But please enjoy Terry's Pinterest file. Is that what you say, file? No, Pinterest.
I've got some thoughtful artwork that I thought you would enjoy while we get through this together.
Amen. All right, here we are, season 1.
Oh, by Evans.
Still untitled.
We really need a name.
Yeah,
We'll get one.
we will. Bear with us. So if you're listening to this, share this with someone that needs to hear it, and give us a like and a rating so that our ratings in the algorithm go through the roof. That'd be great. As far as commenting on this podcast, I don't know if that works. Send us a message. We're both... Are you on Facebook?
Me? I'm not on any social media.
You're not, but you are.
Well,
Not really.
not anymore. We'll put it that way.
I feel like your wife shows you things.
Yes, that happens.
Basically, if I want to show you something on social media, I tag your wife and then text her to tell her to show you.
That has happened.
It's a bit of a process, actually.
Yeah.
If only you were convenient in my life.
Okay, so one of our topics
Yes.
revolves around an idea. And I have an article here from May 14th, 2014. And it's Pope Francis. And I don't know if this is a tabloid or real news. But it doesn't matter because the topic is fantastic enough anyways. I'll just read it. Pope Francis has said that he would be willing to baptize aliens if they came to the Vatican. He says, who are we to close doors to anyone, even Martians?
I like the current pope.
Which, is this still the current pope? Must be, right?
I think so.
2014? We didn't have a pope change in between there, did we?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I follow it all that close.
I mean, other than the obvious, trying to be relevant to a new generation of people, which is fantastic. It's a great question, is it not? Aliens?
Well, like baptizing aliens or just aliens in general?
Well, I think the bigger question is evangelizing aliens, but... I mean, okay, I'll put it to you this way. Would, in all honesty, Cody, if aliens touched down, would that wreck your faith?
No.
Why wouldn't it?
Man, I haven't thought about this long enough or in close proximity enough to tonight to give a logical answer, I don't think.
Okay, I don't know what I would feel, to be honest. I feel
Okay, by the end of this podcast, I feel like I will have my answer.
All right, well, let's hope so, because I think I want one too. Gut-shotting it, I mean, I think the answer we all would say is, well, no, my faith wouldn't be wavered. But if we actually had aliens land, wouldn't you at least go, shoot, now I got to think about something, right?
But I like thinking.
The Pope thought about it. He's going to baptize them.
Yeah.
So
I guess maybe I guess I'm open to the thought of aliens being real as long as they're not out to harm me.
Well,
if they're bad aliens, then I don't want them.
Okay, I've had the alien conversation many times in my workplace.
I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation.
I've had it with business owners, and it's fantastic.
Okay.
With the Christian worldview, which is the underlying, feature here, I feel like there's 3 scenarios. Okay. If aliens land, one scenario is a meteorite hits the Earth and the alien is a piece of slime or moss, right? As technically, that's a life form, right? So it's an unintelligent life form.
Of that.
So let's say an asteroid hits the Earth and alien grass is also on this asteroid and it survives.
Okay.
And we've got now alien grass or moss or microbes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think that wrecks any of my worldview. I think God created the universe, and if there's grass on another planet with a mosquito, I don't think it wrecks my worldview. Personally, I'm not sure if I know or believe one way or the other in that respect, but to me, that's one form of alien that we don't think about.
Yep.
So if a piece of alien grass lands on an asteroid, the Pope wants to baptize that, I don't lose sleep about it. He's crazy, right?
Okay.
We're not evangelizing alien grass.
Correct.
Option 2, which is the one I think we are talking about, and then I'll dip into option 3. I'll tease it a bit, and we might hit it in the back end, because it's a crazy one.
Okay.
Option 2 is intelligent life that flew a spaceship and landed on our planet.
Okay.
Let's call this the big head, big eyes, slimy robot. Not robot, alien, sorry. Alien life form.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one the Pope says he's going to go baptize.
Okay.
Right? Then I'll tease the third one.
Tickle my fancy here.
The third one is, would a demon or an angel be considered an alien to the non-Christian? So if a demon, all of a sudden, Satan himself comes down, or an angel Gabriel comes down, would we consider that an alien? So we'll get into that at the back end.
Yeah.
I think it's a quicker conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
That most people don't think about, but it actually...
I've
kind of
thought of that a few times.
Right, it kind of matters a bit, right? It could be a scenario, right, for the non-believer to...
Yeah.
If a demon all of a sudden manifests as an alien, I mean, that could be an interesting little coup that the devil did, right?
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
The rednecks in Florida go, right? Because they believe in aliens. So, option 2 is
if
probably...
If you're a redneck from Florida, no offense. You said Florida, right? You say Arkansas.
I did. I mean, Florida is a bit of the armpit, right?
Like no, that's like old people.
Oh, whatever.
Go a little bit north. Like South Carolina, Tennessee.
Isn't it crazy that I'm a Canadian and everybody... Like, we had a Serbian in my grade, Euros. Remember him? Euros Tabakovic?
Yeah?
So he says in Serbia, his grade 10 geography was learning the lakes and rivers system of USA.
Because they were... Oh, it's because they were using...
I'm Canadian, and I had to learn where the Mississippi River was and all the states of the U.S.
Yeah. No, they were using a U.S. curriculum because lots of countries around the world, and I've discovered this because I've been many places in the world, they idolize the American scholastic system. For some reason, I would not put Americans on the top of the scholastic level, especially with this Common Core math stuff that I've seen.
Yes. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, back to aliens and the Pope.
Good. Keep me on track because I can rabbit trail pretty easy.
Option 2, which is intelligent alien in a spacecraft lands on the planet, our planet.
Yeah.
Take me to your leader or whatever. And the Pope says he'll baptize him. So really, I guess the question is, does this alien have a soul? What makes this alien different than a monkey?
Okay.
Because I think the reason we're not evangelizing monkeys is because we don't think they have souls and they go to heaven. They're not humans, right?
Correct.
And then, some people might say, well, monkeys maybe are humans, or how about Homo sapiens, right? So let's throw the alien one in there.
To start off, can you define what a soul is?
I think a soul is what makes me me in God's eyes. I think there's more than that. There's a personality and there's a physical body, but isn't the soul the piece that we take us forever? My body dies here when I eventually die, but then I get a new body, but my soul remains. And I think my soul is in part tied to my consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Your sense of morality, your consciousness, your...
Because I think, haven't I read that dolphins have a sense of like self-aware, I guess?
Well, lots of things have self-awareness.
Yeah.
If a dog is in danger,
so
it's aware that it's in danger.
Yeah, but to me, being self-aware doesn't mean you have a soul.
Correct.
So, what I think the Pope is saying is, aliens land. Option 2, aliens, right? Intelligent aliens land. Yeah. And he's probably, and I'm not the Pope, and I'm not part of the Roman Catholic Church, and I wasn't there for the board meetings. But, so the Roman Catholic Church is going, okay, if this happens, I think they said one of two things happened. Either God created life on other planets, and they're going to gamble on, well, maybe this thing has a soul, and if it has a soul, then Jesus saved everybody, then Jesus can save this alien, okay? Or the unlikely scenario, which we've heard all the conspiracy theories, ancient aliens, blah, 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 that maybe the Roman Catholic Church is going, maybe humans left this planet a long time ago, and this is their inbred version coming back.
I've never heard that before.
No? So you've never heard of ancient aliens before?
not that we've left the planet, we've come back a
Okay,
millennia
so
later.
the conspiracy theories of ancient aliens generally revolve around a lot of Egypt stuff, or maybe they found runways in Egypt or down in South America.
Okay.
Maybe the pyramids are spaceships, whatever.
Yeah.
And the conspiracy goes that with ancient knowledge of science and blah blah blah, humans left the planet.
Okay. I've been to the pyramids. They're not spaceships.
I know, but I'm just talking about what's the Pope thinking,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So maybe they're allowing for the small percent chance that humans did leave this planet many, many, many years ago, and are now coming back, right?
I like to think of that because that opens a realm of.
Well, and I think about it almost in an inbreeding perspective of, we always think aliens come back and look funny. Maybe 3 families left and they've been inbreeding those 3 families to get this whole new other planet, and that's why they look weird, right?
What happens if aliens come back and they don't look weird, or come back, whatever?
Like humanoid look like us, right?
Yeah,
Totally.
What if you have no idea?
Totally. But to me, that is honestly like more likely, because I feel like humans were the template for souls. Yeah. Like God made us in His image, so an alien should at least be somewhat humanoid. A Vulcan.
Okay, so we get to the whole alien topic. The universe is so ginormous, and so just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there, right? If you turn the light off, you can't see something. It doesn't mean that it's not there. You'll still run into a wall if it's in the dark.
Right.
But you can't see it, so you don't know that it's not there. Whatever. You know what I mean. Damn, where was it going? Oh, yeah. Okay, so when you think of we're made in God's image, but does God only have one image?
Well, we have a question about this coming up, which is, we're made in God's image, but women look very different than me. They look good. I don't. Right? Like,
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll get there. I think that we'll tackle maybe another episode.
Okay.
Back to aliens, though.
Well, that was kind of related to aliens.
I know it was. Want to go there?
Well, I kind of have to go there now, because what if he can make another life form that's in his image, just it's a different image, because is his image fluid?
No, that's a good one.
Because in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters.
Yeah.
So once you start talking about the waters, well, that's a
I think
fluid topic.
I think if my memory serves me correct in the Bible, does it imply that God made humans like, and then He says the word us, almost like God and the angels have similar humanoid features, which I think is consistent throughout the Bible, that the angels they look like kind of like humans. They're just shiny
and bigger.
Yeah, bigger and terrifying sometimes, but
they're shiny.
They radiate
Is that a thing?
glory. Radiate glory. To me, it's shiny. I don't know.
But like physically shiny?
We could get there too. Back to aliens.
Yeah, okay, let's go back to aliens.
So
that'll be podcast number X.
So I think the Pope is saying, we don't know anything about this alien. Let's assume it has a soul until proven otherwise.
Okay.
And let's baptize it. And I think under that logic, I have no problem trying to evangelize this alien. That's not my personal preference, though. I like option 3, but...
Okay, so back to option 2. What happens if water is harmful to the alien? How do you baptize it?
Hey, it's dead. Isn't like a whole movie built on that? Signs?
Yeah. Oh, man, Signs! Woo. Hello, Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
He hasn't made a movie on
well, I mean, that's just a happy accident. Not a happy accident, but it's just a funny little quirk of baptism. Like, you hear stories now about preachers in Africa baptizing, and they get eaten by crocodiles when they're baptized. It's kind of like...
Really?
Yeah, so it's
I never thought of that, but that makes a lot of sense. That
yeah,
How
so
ironic.
you kind of go, okay, I mean, good on you for getting baptized, but maybe you pick a bathtub next time. Like, you don't have to die right away.
Yeah. But, okay, so then, well, I mean, if that's the case and you kill your alien, then you have nothing left to evangelize.
Right, but there's more where they came from.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I think I'm okay with the Pope doing that. I think let's baptize an alien. I think until we can prove they don't have a soul, why not err on the side of caution and evangelize them?
Yeah.
I mean, but honestly, if I'm being honest, I think if aliens landed, I actually think it could be like demon or angel type supernatural.
Like, you think that's what it would be if
I just have a hard
yeah.
I have a hard time wrestling with. I just don't think God has aliens like we think option 2 is out there. If there's moss and trees and stuff on planets, that's one thing. But intelligent life with a soul, I just don't think so. That's not the heart of the Bible, at least how I see it. But I mean, I can be wrong. But I sooner think you've got a demon masquerading as an alien trying to be part of maybe Satan's end time plan, trying to wreck it a bit, like trying to wreck the world a bit with just chaos.
Yeah.
And I think the Bible is clear that, you know, do you believe in Jesus as God's only son and an alien? A demon is not going to be cool with that. Like, I think you call the aliens bluff and say, do you believe Jesus is God's only son and do you want to get saved? And if it's an alien, I think he goes, call my bluff.
Kill me now.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like that would be honestly more likely than an alien from another planet. I think it would be a demon pretending to be an alien, kind of going, hey, worship me. Maybe even Satan himself.
And so the idea, like, would you sooner bend to the side that an extraterrestrial would come here in peace that wants to encounter our species and, like, be part of it? Or it would come with malicious intent to be
okay,
a
so
leader?
option 2, alien, intelligent life. What do I think that alien wants?
Well, it could be option 3 also if it's a demonic presence that wants to fit into.
There's no way an angel would pretend to be an alien to deceive humans. I think angels don't do deceit. They don't.
Correct.
So they're more about sharing truth and warning us of stuff.
They have a good aura.
Yeah, God's not about that trickery, but I mean, Satan or a demon, I could see pretending to be an alien just to cause massive deceit, confusion, blah blah blah. But now an extraterrestrial life, why would they come to Earth? I mean, I think Hollywood's got all the scenarios figured out. I mean,
well, what if the deception is to pretend to be an angel?
Yeah, you call their bluff. Are you an angel? Yes. Do you believe in Christ and you want to blah blah blah? You get all the right questions.
Oh, well, yeah, but it says in the Bible even the demons believe in Jesus and shudder.
Yeah, but you start praying in tongues and that demon's dead. Right? Like,
okay. I see where
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what I mean. So if it's an alien coming, maybe it has a soul, a different planet. Why is it here? Is a fantastic question. I like I said, I think Hollywood has all the scenarios. They want to kill us all. They want to farm us. They're just exploring. They want to give us some better science to advance us. I mean, all sorts of things. The crash landing because they got lost. I mean, that's happened.
So I guess the same principle would apply to what if we figure out some way for space travel and we go somewhere else, find life on a different planet? Are we supposed to evangelize to them?
That's a fantastic question. What do you think?
I don't know. What happens if an alien doesn't have any sort of belief system?
I think the Pope gave the way for us. I think the Pope says, let's assume this guy has a soul until proven otherwise.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that solidifies that. Until it's proven otherwise, then yeah.
It will be wild as if...
How do you communicate that? Have you ever tried to, share the gospel with someone that doesn't speak your language?
No.
All you have is hand signals. It's wild. Honestly, try it sometime. My dad has the best stories of him in Turkey doing stuff. The funniest stories ever.
I would just fail miserably. But me and evangelism, that's...
You'd think you would, but it's interesting how just your human nature and ability comes out. And it's
you know what? For the sake of talking about aliens and my faith, if we start space travel, which is probably going to happen in the next decade, so let's say we get to Mars, because Elon Musk is killing it.
I was listening to a podcast about that last week. Europe has instigated something within the next 10 years. I think they wanted to start space farming.
Yeah. Mars is
Or no, on the
stuff?
moon. No, it was a thing on the moon.
Oh yeah, the Gateway Station. I'm all about that, man. I got
Okay,
you.
you
covered.
know more. Inform me,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, but that. We'll get there. That's a different
Okay.
one. But if we got to Mars and there was intelligent life there,
Uh-huh.
and let's say as
Obviously
intelligent
not
as
us,
us,
'cause we're
let's
the
say
ones
they
who-
have a soul. I think I'd have to wrestle a bit with my faith. I wouldn't think I would throw the whole thing out. I would just have to look at the Bible and go, how does this fit into my understanding of how God created the universe?
Why does it alter it? What's
if
the
we're-
altering factor?
I think if we're just being real, I think we've assumed, I think rightfully so, that we are the only souls that matter in the universe. Right? So now you've
ones
got
that
potentially
matter.
other souls out there. Because I think rightfully so, we figure the Bible is meant for us humans.
Yeah.
And if we're saying there's an alien on Mars that has a soul, now we have to now apply this Bible to that alien. And what's tricky about that is the Bible is so Earth history. Like, it's got so much history of Earth on there.
It's because we don't know anything else.
I know. So if there's an alien on another planet, Mars, does our Bible with Earth history even apply to them?
Yeah.
Right?
That's a very good point.
And that's kind of why ultimately I don't think there is aliens on other planets. I'm okay with moss and microbes and fish even and bears, but
Just bears.
just bears.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Just barely squeak that one in there.
Yeah. But I think aliens with souls that are not humans, I'd have to do some thinking and some praying, I think. Because I just feel like the Bible is so human, Earth focused.
Well, it doesn't need to be anything else. Why would it need to?
Well, until you find an alien on Mars.
Well, yeah, okay. Okay, you got me
But
there.
here's the thing. I bet.
How many butts are there?
Oh, lots of butts.
They never end.
So let's say we go to Optimus Prime 4000's planet, okay?
Okay.
And we show up and there's intelligent life there. If God did it, it wouldn't surprise me that if Earth has the Bible for humans, that planet might have the same Bible with that planet's history for them.
Exactly. 100%.
And that would be super cool. And knowing how God is freaking awesome and sovereign and all that stuff, I mean, you could have all these planets like end times things, maybe all time at the same time. That'd be super epic.
We're getting into a multiverse situation here.
Well, same universe, just multiple civilizations going on with a very similar end date with
All on the same timeline?
end of the age, right?
Kind of.
That'd be super, like, we would just go, oh, God is so awesome. He's got
I mean, he
multiple
already
planets.
is.
And, you know what I mean? So I'm okay with that. That wouldn't wreck my faith. I don't think it should wreck anyone else's. It would just...
Okay, so what
that
is
scenario would be even more epic. I would have even more respect for God.
what is the thing that would wreck your faith?
I think what would wreck my faith is... A lot of things would wreck it. But in the alien conversation...
Yeah.
I think if intelligent life equal to us would come, that it's not a demon, it's legit alien, and they just blasted holes in Christianity, that might.
Blasted. Like how? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Like they would devalue God in some way?
I don't know. I just feel like if they wouldn't... I feel like intelligent life, as intelligent as us, should have a soul. And then they should be allowed to get saved in God's rule book.
Okay.
And so if an alien, God would say, isn't allowed to get saved, that'd be a bit of a paradox. 'Cause I feel like...
Well, that wouldn't even make sense, though, because then, like, what happens come Revelation time and everything ends, so to speak. But what happens if they're impervious to everything that God can throw at them?
Okay, so you've won me over. If aliens come, actually my faith doesn't have to get rocked at all. They can choose to accept God or not. Right?
Yeah.
Where I think I would feel for them and be compassionate towards the alien would be my Bible that dictates everything I believe is very Earth human history focused, and they would have a tough time translating that into their cultural context.
Yeah.
And that's where I would feel bad for them unless they'd have their own equivalent on their planet, right? And that's kind of where I would...
Well, because...
I was have to question God a bit going, dude, like, you gave me a Bible, and this alien has... Like, this doesn't work for this alien.
Yeah, well, their morality could be completely different. You get into sexual sin.
Yeah, but there I feel like God's got, like, a universal standard of right from wrong. Cultural things are different. Like, I can call you a dog now. You're not deeply offended.
No.
2,000 years ago you would have been, right? So cultural things aside, there's still some hard do not do's, do not murders, right?
But it doesn't say in the Bible to not marry an alien.
It's true.
Well, now we're getting into alien babies.
That's like Nephilim, right? Well, like
I guess it could be.
interspecies sex. I think that might fall under bestiality, don't you think?
Yeah, I would put that under that. Yeah.
Right? Alien will crash land.
If it's not a...
Smoking hot alien, but no. Bestiality. Right? Like, that's kind of what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's not a human, don't go there.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what our Bible would say.
That's what I'll stick to.
Which is probably the healthy thing, right? So,
yeah.
But still, and I'm very open to the idea of life on other planets. Just the level of intelligence,
like
I think.
Life being capable on other planets?
That too. Like, my honest...
That too. Well, what's the first part?
Well, life as in...
Like, plant life,
I
animal
think
life?
there could very well be life on other planets, but the level of intelligence is suspect, as in...
Yeah.
If we find...
Yeah, we agree on that.
Bacteria on Mars, it doesn't rock my faith. If we find a whole civilization that's not humans... That's cool, but I sure hope they have their Bible then, because I feel like that's what.
I hope they have their Bible, but we have the same God,
the same rules. Wouldn't that be cool? They have like They have the same
dope.
kind of history,
that'd be sweet.
but like with their own people, and it would
be so interesting to study. What if there's just like humans 2.0 kind of thing, but like one thing is different about them, but you can study all of history. How close to our timeline of history would it be? If there's like one thing that's different about them, I don't know, they have one leg.
Right.
Like how different would...
I would love to play back history in heaven, but I just don't know if that's a possibility.
Should that be a topic?
Totally.
Things we can do in heaven?
Like, can you play back movies? Like, can you watch Moses part the Red Sea?
Well, I sure hope so. I've been looking forward to that my entire life. Did I send you the cartoon of the
you know what can happen? Maybe Jesus just jumps on the computer and whips up some sick CGI. This is actually how it looked. Because I have an issue.
I feel like he would just want to show us the real thing. Though.
Here's the thing.
Like, look at this was cool.
I have a fundamental issue with time travel.
Okay.
From a biblical perspective. It's on our list of things.
Yeah.
So we will tackle it.
Ooh, this could be a teaser. We're almost at the end of this episode, so
yes,
this is a teaser for them.
Because I think to actually physically go back and revisit a really cool moment in history, just as a spectator, I think a lot of guys have dreamed about this.
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah,
but I think the physics of the universe and the Bible, I think more so the Bible, I just think will never allow for that. And I'll get into it, but. I mean, we've talked about time travel. I've had many conversations with time travel, and I just don't think that we're going to do it for a bunch of reasons.
Okay.
But does that mean I get to heaven and Jesus goes, boom, look up in the clouds, and he plays a video of what happened back then with, like, first-person view? Sure. That I'm okay with.
Okay, that's what I feel like.
Or like a VR situation where it's like... Where it's like, okay, Jesus, because here, put on my Jesus VR set. Yeah. And it's like just super sexy, streamlined VR kit. And then I'm in there and I can feel and smell the ocean and everything. And I can experience it. And he's with me. And he's like, yeah, man, that was so cool. Right?
Yeah.
That is cool. But to actually physically go back in time and watch it from the mountaintop.
Okay.
I think.
On the topic of fundamentals of physics and whatnot, parting the Red Sea kind of defies physics, does it not?
Well, yes and no. I think you can I watched a really cool documentary years ago on, which part of the Red Sea parted. Was it a wall 300 feet high of water?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean, if you dry up a portion of a marsh for a very short period of time. But then you read in the Bible where when the Israelites crossed the rivers, the river literally piled up until all millions of Jews crossed, and then it proceeded to continue.
And that's where miracles come in.
Yeah.
Right?
So
5,000 fish and 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread, whatever.
Totally.
So I think there's anomalies in there that just display the greatness of God.
I think so, and I think you can maybe answer some just with, your knowledge of science and nature and history, and like the Noah's flood, for example. You can chalk that up as one thing or the other, but the reality is, in that moment of time, it was miraculous. Like I have this, I always say this thing to my Bible school kids is, when Jesus died on the cross, he was aware that electricity was a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no one in Rome, well, Baghdad batteries are one thing. You should look that up.
Betty had batteries?
Baghdad batteries.
Baghdad batteries.
Apparently Egyptians had batteries back in the day.
Okay.
They had clay pots with acid and like iron rods in there.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
But electricity, like household electricity with light bulbs,
yeah.
the Romans weren't doing that.
No.
But Jesus knew that was something this universe had that we could discover and use.
Which makes you think, what else is there that we don't know about yet?
Exactly. And so
time travel.
Yeah, so all the stuff with like quantum physics and all that stuff, it's cool. We're just learning now. Jesus knew about it already. And that's, to me, the joy of eternity in this universe is perpetual learning. That's the best part.
Yep. And to cap that all off, there's a little part of me that just thinks that if there is aliens somewhere, that Jesus he's got us designed on track, that we're just not going to get there. I feel like the interaction between us and another species won't happen.
That's my general feeling too.
But
I'm open to if it happens, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to denounce my faith.
Yeah.
And I would love to see the Pope baptize an alien. That would be the coolest headline ever.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be blasphemous, I don't think. I think he's got a good heart about it, right? Until there's proven they don't have a soul, let's evangelize them.
Why not?
So, whatever.
All right.
So the verdict is, do you evangelize aliens? And I think the answer is yes, until you can prove they don't have a soul.
Yeah, we've now said that 3 times in a row.
Awesome.
I think we've ended this for the last 3 minutes.
We suck at ending, eh?
Hey, this is the 3rd time in, so... Wait, are we a 2nd time or 3rd time?
It beats me.
I don't know. Man, we're already lost in how many podcasts we've done.
I don't know what we'll tackle next. I think I had a lot of fun on this one.
We have lots of fun planned.
There's a bunch of new ones we added to our list, right, on this one? What did we add? We added... let's just end this episode.
Yeah, well, then we'll tell you next time what we added. So, goodbye.
See you.